Honestly, world, I'm really struggling to get sober. And it's probably because I don't want it bad enough. But in reality, like, all my experience, it's only shown me that being a drug addict, being an alcoholic, being anything that you're not, it's not a fun paradigm, nor is it a fun game. And so, if you want to wake up from what you do, you have to stop. You have to pay attention. And, like, no one can tell you what's true or what's wrong for your life. But if it makes you unhappy, then there must be something there. And honestly, like, thinking that you always know what's right, a lot of times we're wrong. We're wrong in our estimate. We're wrong how we're judging others. We're wrong in a lot of ways. And so, like, to judge another person just off of what you believe about them, that's wrong. Like, that's the wrong attitude. That's the wrong mindset. You're looking at it from a different perspective than how people see it. And honestly, like, how do you see it? Like, it's about being honest with others, honest with yourself, honest with life. Because honestly, if you're always trying to hide your insecurities, your insignificancies, your parts that make you feel bad, then you're not ever going to improve. And improving your skills, improving your mindset, improving what you do, is the right move. It's the right paradigm. And so it's focusing on goals and things that you really want to achieve with your life. Because honestly, no one can tell you what to achieve with your life. Like, you have to find that out for yourself. And finding out and knowing and understanding, comprehending, they're all different ball games. They're all different arenas. But I'm speaking delusional again. And also, like, that's what drinking and being an intoxicant does to you. It makes you delusional. It makes you kind of crazy. Drug use, drinking, alcohol, like any type of substance abuse, that's all it's doing to yourself, is just abusing you. Because we always think that we're in control. We always think that we have control. But in reality, like, letting go and seeing the truth is what actually creates control. Because the mind, honestly, it's the psyche. It deals with the soul. And so, my soul essence is always talking to me. So is yours. And if you pay attention, then you start to pick up on things. You start to realize how your life can be different. You start to realize how you will make it better. And it's all through the self-will, what I choose to do in the moment. And honestly, every moment is fleeting. And so you don't have to really worry about it. Because if it's always changing and becoming something different, then you just got to relax and let go and get into the flow of it. And flowing with the world is what we're supposed to do. Interacting with others, talking with others. Like, having an experience greater than yourself. And the only way you do that is by a conversation with another person. And if you're not trying to hear it, then you won't see it. And if you don't see it, then you won't believe it. And if you don't believe it, then you have no faith. But what is faith but belief in the unseen? And so if you are believing in things that aren't true, are false, then, like, that's not the right idea. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. And also going to be focused on God and what that speaks to you. Not through the preconceived ideas of, like, how people see God. Because honestly, a lot of people view God in the wrong way. Like, they have a made-up idea about God. And, like, God just wants to love you. God just wants to know the truth of you. And so whenever you're being truthful with others, that's how you get to God. But lying and deceiving others is how you don't get to God that way. So how do you get to God? By being honest and truthful with others. And whenever you start to do that, it really starts to transform and change your dynamic, your aspect, the way you see the world. Because if you're constantly trying to evolve and change yourself into something else, you start to see through a lot of bullshit. And honestly, a lot of times I'm paranoid. A lot of times I act paranoid or nervous. I get scared, honestly, and I believe the things that I think. But honestly, not all my thoughts are true. Most of your thoughts are not true. Because honestly, if I always believed in the things that I think, then I would never really change. I would never really evolve. And changing and evolving is what God set you out to do. God wants you to understand that there is greater depth to life. There is more to humanity than what you previously conceptualized. And honestly, conceptualization, it's a weird thing, because we're always trying to understand. At least me personally, I want to understand the world. I want to understand what life all is. But what is life? What is all of life but nothing if you don't make it something? And honestly, that's what goes back to self-will. Is that your will is what really determines what you choose to do, how you see the world, how you will it to be so, is really what influences your mind. And so if you don't accept other people, accept yourself, then you never really get to the will. Because honestly, God wills it. Human beings don't. And there's a lot of suffering and pain in the world because people bring up certain notions of life. And they believe it to be this way. They believe it to be that way. But in reality, how is it to you? How do you see it?